Okay, can you see my screen? Yes, right. Okay, let me just put this close in this. Okay, so you will see the previous time I was talking about the three methods. I'm not so sure whether you understand them fully, but I hope you will spend some time to look at this slide to see whether it makes sense to you. Okay, and try to understand it as much as possible. Okay, I'll make it bigger. So the three methods essentially is how you want to even them out the quantities. So here on this slide is showing you how you can cut out the tails, that is sharing out the difference between them. Okay, so you share out the difference, then you add it back, then you get the average. So that's what we finished up last week. No, last week on Tuesday, I think, yes. So we should have almost completed the previous set, which is this one here. The previous set has the last page on page 118. So make sure you spend some time here to make sure you completed the whole set. Now I've given you a new set here on average, total, and number of data on page 119. So for this one, I will want to share with you back to the slides here. The next part is here. Okay, so you look at this slide here. Can you see the triangle? Okay, so at this part here, we are moving on to finding out each aspect of the three quantities in the relationship triangle. So here I expanded the triangle into these three number bond look-alike a way of presenting the relationship, a triangular relationship between total value, average, and number of data. So for example, if the total number of marks is not given, but you have the two quantities here, average and the number of data, you should be able to find that the total value is 150. To find the average, you can use the total value 150, divide by the number of data to get you the average. And in the same way, you can find the number of data by using the total value divided by average. So over here, I wrote here, let me hide these two bars first. Can you see what I've written there? This is hopefully not blocking the way. Can you see? So I coded it as well. So if I want to find total, I take the average multiplied by the number of data. To find the average, I take total divided by number of data. To find the number of data, I use the total divided by average. So it's a number bond part whole relationship similarly. It's just like saying 4 plus 3 is 7, 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 minus 4 is 3, 7 minus 3 is 4. Same as saying 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 divided by 3 is 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the same methods and the same concept of how you can think of this relationship. So for example here, if I'm giving you okay, so this is the summary. Summary of the relationship equations, the three equations you need to remember. When is it is a multiplication? When is it is a division? I think this decision is not too difficult to understand because you realize that right on top is probably the biggest quantity. That will be the whole. And the two limbs that are coming out, those are the parts. just like how a number bond is like. Okay, so you see the multiplication and division. You need to be able to decide when to do what. So for example, let's start off with the worksheet. So over here, I have right now, right at the top here, it tells you already, here's the three quantities. Just now I color coded it blue, light green, and dark green. Blue for total value, green for average, and then this other color for data. So let's say I use the same to do the same, and I share here. So here again, I have the average, I have the total and number of data. So you can think of it this way. If I'm writing right at the top of the triangle, you have total, average, and number of data. These two is a multiply. So you get A times B, you get total number of data. And then here's the division. So it's like I chose yellow and blue because yellow and blue together makes green. So in the same way, if you find total by using average times number of data. You find average by using total divided by number of data. Oops. And then you find number of data by using total divided by average. So very quickly, with these three equations in mind, this is like a tick box. With this in mind, I notice, question, what is given? Average. What is needed? Total. What else is given? Number of data. So total will be average times number of data, answer, done. Is it difficult? Right? It's not difficult, it's quite easy. Everything is provided. You have here number of data. You have here average and total. So it's 4 shirts multiplied by the average of $15.30. Okay, 4 shirts multiplied by the average $15.30. You can do $15.30 plus $15.30 plus $15.30 plus $15.30 also can. Okay, so let's say if I find that it's difficult to do calculations, then I can do repeated addition. Okay, because $15.30, you double it up, you get $30.60. Then you double up $30.60, you get $61.20. Okay, all right. So I think it's manageable, not too difficult, right? Then I move on to the next one already. So I have total, I have average, I have number of data. So to find total, I just multiply the two quantities together. So 6 books times 2.16 kilogram. You don't need to know each of them how heavy they are. because you know average and the number of data, right? So you can think about it this way. Why can I do this? Is because average means I even it out. So I even it out, I have 6 of it, and I multiply it. So each of them may have a different mass. But after multiplying or adding them up, they should give me the same answer. Last reminder, don't forget the units. Okay? Now, we move on to the next page now. Here's the part about pressing the calculator. So you got your calculators ready? I noticed that some of you already take out the calculator. That is very good. So you need to realize when there's a calculator, you need to know how to press the calculator. Working out the calculations is not important. It's about how to press the calculator. So, yes? Here. Okay, so over here on my left side, now I'm looking for number of bags. So with the same triangle, just now total, average, and number of data. Now I need to find the number of data. So I will use the total divided by the average. So to get to total, you multiply. To get to the smaller quantities, to the parts, you use division. So in this case, you're using 532 divided by $38. The answer will be now how many bags. So it's really about pressing the calculator. Don't think you should have a trouble with this. 532 divided by 38. I don't need you to do long division or long multiplication. It is a calculator question. So you need to use the calculator. Okay? The next two, press it on your own. Is it challenging? So it's really a test whether you can remember. I have the total, I have the average. So number of ribbons will be is number of data. So I use the total divided by average again. So I have 15.21 meter divided by 1.69 meter. Answer tells me how many ribbons. Is it okay? Okay. So not too challenging, right? Press the calculator. The last one as well. So this one, the rest DIY, can? Okay? The rest DIY. So this, no, not the whole worksheet. Page 120 DIY, is that fine? Okay? Don't think it's too complicated. If question 3 you want you still use the calculator, I think it's okay as well. All right? Now, I would like you to try on your own page 121 as well. Is that okay? I want you to think about how you are presenting your answers. Some of you in your test paper, you're still writing equations and workings everywhere. Very messy. Very good. So I'd like you to think, how are you going to present? Just now, I've already shared with you. Huh? No, it's good. Your test paper is very well written, Skylar. I would like to show your example to everyone when I collect back. When you're writing the equations, it's very clear. You should show your thinking really well. That's very important. So with these 3 equations in mind, I would like you to go back and think how you are going to present your answers in that blank there. Write the working steps in a manner that helps you to understand and help the marker to understand. Stop writing a jumble of workings, vertical workings, and then you are trying to guess, make the examiner guess start where, end where, and where is where. Some of you are still writing things everywhere. Okay? Like Hershey and Hongwei. Your workings are like here, 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 everywhere. So think about how you're going to organize step by step. Okay? Sorry? Yes. Yeah. But I had to go and on my own figure out where are your steps in what order. Okay, okay. The bell is gone. We are late already. Can we quickly keep and bye bye? Okay, you can last wave to each other.